For those of you who are watching this and actually care, which is none of you, you'll probably be thinking, oh, he planned this ages ago. He must have planned to do a Star Wars game on Star Wars Day. Let me tell you that this is a complete coincidence. I'm just really, really lazy. It's not a coincidence. So obviously today is May the 4th, Star Wars Day, which is like the best day ever, because I get to relive my childhood, which I have been doing. Here's a picture of me wearing my Jedi Order dressing gown that I have, and it's lovely. I've worn it all day. I went out with it to this Star Wars thing at uni. It was embarrassing, but I just couldn't give a shit. So today's little chat is going to be about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I've just been reading about it, and I thought, what other day can you talk about something like this? It's got to be now. I'll be honest, I knew nothing about this game until today, because I was looking up Star Wars related news, and it came up, and I was like, what the hell is this? And now, looking at it, I'm like, oh, this looks quite interesting. The one worry I have, okay, I'm sure a lot of people can agree with me on this, the publishers at EA, so there's a few problems that come in with that, in that they've made some games that just disappoint the majority of people. Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefront 2, the most recent ones, not the classics. Now that, they're a bit better now because they've been updated and have stuff added to them, but before, when they originally came out, it's gone down had a bit of a rundown, basically a downward spiral. No one really bought them, and no one really cared. It's been the same for Anthem, it was the same for Mass Effect Andromeda, it's been the same for a lot of EA products, so hopefully Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is going to change that. Speaking of Fallen Order, look at this. This is atrocious. That bin is just... that's not good. I need to stop. I mean, uni's done some terrible things to me. I mean, look at all of this. What's over here? That's just awful. It's such a mess. There's everything wrong with it. That's awful. Right, back to the video. You didn't see that. Go away! I just thought you wanted to see what my room looked like. It's an absolute mess. It's a tip. It is awful. And if you can probably tell, I'm a bit ill. Listen to that. That's my nose, not my penis. Oh my god, that's so fucking gross. So basics wise, Fallen Order is an upcoming single player action adventure game developed by Respawn, who I don't know what they've done, but some of their games seem quite interesting, so I have hope. I don't really know much about them, so I don't have some preconception going into this. They're brand new, so they could be really good for all I know. I've just looked it up. They're the guys behind Titanfall, and I liked them, so promising, very promising. There's not a lot of details about it. We've only had a teaser, but according to information that's spread about, it's set after Revenge of the Sith, so I assume after Order 66. And that was at E3 2018, I think, when they mentioned that. So from the information we have, if it's after Order 66, which was basically, if you don't know, which you probably do, it was just the galaxy-wide purge of the Jedi Order in the middle of Revenge of the Sith. Apparently you play a Padawan called Cal Kestis. Don't know. Played by a guy called Cameron Monaghan. Don't know who he is. I'm sure he'll be great. But he plays one of the last surviving Jedi in the Order 66. There's not really other details besides that. But if it's story-driven with something like that, then it can only go up. Story-driven Star Wars games, like I did a thing on The Force Unleashed, and I really liked the first one. And then the second one was still good, but it wasn't as polished, and the story was a bit weaker, and the writing. But a story-driven Star Wars game, we've been waiting for that for a while, I think. Another source actually suggests that they've collaborated with Lucasfilm to create new characters and locations for you to go to. So that's very promising. They've collaborated with the creators of the Star Wars universe, and they're adding more details to the story. So that's very hopeful. Apparently it's coming out on pretty much all consoles. It's coming out on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One. We're not too sure about the Switch at the moment, but they're stating that it's very possible. And it should be coming out mid-November, November 15th, I think. But as much as I want to talk about this because it's Star Wars Day and I had to find something to do, I'm very hopeful for this because Star Wars story-driven games normally come out very well, and I thoroughly enjoy them. Much like I enjoyed Star Wars The Force Unleashed, The Force Unleashed 2, Rise of the Empire in Star Wars Battlefront, and the Galactic Conquest you can do in that. That's not necessarily story-driven, but it's very similar. The Rise of the Empire certainly was story-driven, and I really enjoyed that. But if we can get something like that, then I certainly wouldn't complain. I'm not sure about everyone else, but come on, EA, just be normal, please. I know that's very hard for you, but just do it. Just do it, be normal. This is probably a very quick one because I've got my birthday in 4 days, so I thought I'd get something out and then I can celebrate that by myself. But if you're thinking about what I said at the end of the last one, which has done really, really well, thank you to everyone who's watched that. That's insane. I've never had that kind of response for a video before. But if I left a teaser at the end, I'm not kidding.